What's up, guys? Welcome to day 2 of NBA free agency. Yesterday we talked about some teams and what they did. We gave them a grade. We're gonna do the same thing today. There was some good action going on across the NBA. I'm gonna touch on some deals that I missed yesterday, especially one big one in particular. But yeah, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. This is a new channel, so I'm looking to grow some support and keep on doing what I'm doing. So let's get right into it. So for day 1, or day 2, should I say, if you guys want to check out my day 1 grades, it's in the last video. I'll post a link in the description. Gave out some grades on some of these teams. Some teams were missing because they didn't make any moves, but the teams that did make moves, we obviously gave a grade for, and that's what we're going to do today. So first up, we have the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets went out and signed Patty Mills to a 2-year, $12 million deal. And they also brought back Bruce Brown, and they also signed James Johnson. I'm going to go right ahead and tell you guys my grade on this. I gave them a B+ for this. I think they obviously committed a pretty solid commitment to Patty Mills, but we see him hooping out for Australian team out in Tokyo, Japan. So I think it's solid guard play for, when Kyrie or James Harden inevitably gets hurt during the season. But I think it's a solid pickup. Also bringing back Bruce Brown to provide some offensive scoring and some good defense. And then James Johnson, I think that's a solid mid-level tier role player signee right there. Just your routine signing. Yeah, B+ here. Not too bad. Next up, we got the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets went out and signed Ish Smith to a 1-year deal. Solid backup guard. Certainly a guy that can show Lonzo and Terry Rozier, some other guys, some crafty things, but nothing franchise altering. Just a good signing, good pickup here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the Charlotte Hornets a C+. Like I said, nothing too crazy, but a good backup guard. Man, I gotta say it. That boy Mark Eversley for the Chicago Bulls, he's putting in work. He's making things move. Chicago Bulls fan, you should be very happy. Chicago Bulls went out and signed and traded for DeMar DeRozan. I'm gonna give them another A. I'm teetering on A+, but I'm gonna keep it an A. I think great signing. I think the Bulls have formulated a fantastic lineup. Fantastic. I like the wing scoring that DeMar DeRozan provides. You saw him handle the ball a little bit too in San Antonio. So they have a plethora of ball handlers down in Chicago. So Chicago Bull fans, be very, very happy, be very excited for this next season. Yesterday I said I didn't know if the Bulls were going to be a mid-level contending team in the playoffs, so around 5 to 7 seed. They're definitely on the higher end of that. The Eastern Conference is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. A grade for the Bulls. Nice job. So moving on to the Dallas Mavericks. We talked about them yesterday. I told you all I wasn't too crazy about what they did. I didn't feel like they greatly improved, and sad to say, I feel like the same thing here. Reggie Bullock, they signed him to a 3-year deal. I like Reggie Bullock. I think he's a good wing guy, but to be honest, I don't really know. I don't really know with this one. Dallas Mavericks. I like to see them improve a bit more, make a bigger push. There's always a need for these role guys who are effective bucket getters and effective defenders. But I feel like the Mavericks are in a position where they need to be able to make a push, just like the Atlanta Hawks did. You kind of have to tie Luka and Trae Young together at this point because they came in together, so their careers are kind of intertwined. So when those expectations are set by Trae Young, you kind of have to see Luka take that next step. And we all know Luka's a fantastic player, but I think the Dallas Mavericks need to establish higher caliber players around them. So we'll see what they can do. We'll see how the season goes. But for today, I'm going to give the Dallas Mavericks a B- on this one. B-. So the Denver Nuggets re-signed Austin Rivers to a 1-year deal. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. Nothing crazy here. It's gonna be a B-. They didn't let him walk. He's a good shooter. They kept him on team, valuable rotational piece. B- is the grade. So I didn't touch on this yesterday, but the Golden State Warriors agreed to a 4-year extension with Steph Curry. That's an obvious move. He's your superstar talent, provides value outside of the sport itself. Franchise cornerstone, face of the NBA, one of the faces of the NBA, one of the MVP go-getters last year. 4-year deal extension. You got to do it. The Warriors also went ahead and signed Otto Porter to a 1-year deal and Nemanja Bjelica to a veteran minimum deal. Two solid pickups. Those two guys. Bjelica, I can see him get out of the rotation towards the end of the year. Otto Porter, good wing player. Um, he's already gotten his bag somewhere else, so he's going to come get a ring. Maybe with the Golden State Warriors, if they can prove to stay healthy throughout the season, I think they're doing a fantastic job in this offseason with their draft picks, as well as making sure all their, what is it called, apples are in a row. I think that's wrong, but who cares? A minus. Man. I gotta say it. Genie Bus, Rob Pelinka, they're doing what they can. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. People are going to come there. They don't have to work as hard as other franchises, which is unfortunate. But, it's the way it is. Los Angeles Lakers pick up Carmelo Anthony. They also get Kendrick Nunn, and they re-signed Taylor Horton Tucker to a 3-year, I think it was $32 million deal, and Kendrick Nunn to a 2-year, very cheap deal. Man, the Lakers are doing their thing. I mean, I was kind of surprised to see where they were, wondering where they would go, and I was surprised that they were able to pull this off. Just getting guys who want to contribute and pick up a ring. I'm gonna give the Lakers an A. I'm almost teetering on A plus because of the value that they get. They get here. They have a sound rotation. I mean, when you go through it, they have Russ running the starting point. They have Nunn back up. Probably Wayne Ellington to provide some shooting in that unit, and then Malik Monk backing him up. I'm pretty sure those two will go back and forth. If one of them gets hot, they're both kind of streaky shooters. Then you get LeBron, and Taylor Horton Tucker backing him up. AD, Carmelo backing him up. You guys know what it is. Dwight, Marc Gasol, all that. I think they have a good depth. They just need to make sure they stay healthy throughout the year. The Lakers, they'll probably get past the first round next year. So yeah, I'm gonna give them an A. So former Laker Markieff Morris finds himself across the country with the Miami Heat, along with Dwayne Dedmon and Gabe Vincent. Another strong addition by the Miami Heat front office. Markieff Morris is a proven scorer and proven contributor to any playoff team. And Dwayne Dedmon is a good rotational center during the season. Gabe Vincent, their own guy, re-signing him to a 2-year deal. Some just good solid moves. Markieff Morris, whether him or PJ Tucker might start, Markieff Morris is certainly able to provide 14 points here and there, get the bench ignited when they need to. So solid picks here. I think I'm gonna go B plus. Nothing too crazy, but also just getting valuable scorers, valuable guys that can contribute. So the New York Knicks go ahead and swipe Evan Fournier from the Boston Celtics and sign him to a 4-year deal worth $78 million. This is a really good pickup in my opinion. I really like this one. Evan Fournier, obviously the guy gets buckets. He's not a super bucket getter, but I think for the New York Knicks, relieving some pressure off of Derrick Rose and Julius Randle, getting another guy who can facilitate and handle the ball from the perimeter. I think Evan Fournier really provides that for him. To see what Tom Thibodeau does with it, how he mixes him in with RJ Barrett and those other guys, will be very interesting. I'm going to give the New York Knicks an A minus on this one. I actually like what Evan Fournier provides to that team. They got a lot of hard-nosed guys. It's good to see a guy with a little bit of finesse come in and provide some buckets for him. So, yeah, A minus. The Orlando Magic go ahead and net the hook shot god himself, Robin Lopez, Rolo to a 1-year deal. I really don't see how I can do anything but an A plus right here. This pickup is actually absolutely insane. Even a Kawhi pickup wouldn't have garnered an A plus in this situation. But in all seriousness, I'm gonna give this one a C minus. Rolo, he's a good backup center. I don't think he provides much more than that. The Orlando Magic are obviously in a rebuilding phase here, so they just get veteran guys in there who can show their younger guys how to play, how the NBA works. C minus. I think that's all I got to say on this one. So I can't believe I totally forgot about this one. One of the biggest signings on day one of free agency, Chris Paul agreed to a 4-year extension. They also re-signed Cameron Payne, picked up JaVale McGee, and also got Abdul Nader on a 2-year deal. This is an A. This is a good good re-signing, good work by their front office. Obviously, they were just in the finals. I think they get Chris Paul back. They get a good backup center in JaVale McGee. You saw what JaVale McGee was able to provide for the Lakers. Um, I think he's a good backup for DeAndre Ayton here. Cameron Payne, 3 years, $20 million. I think Cameron Payne's good. I think that value, that the cost that they spent on him, I think is going to wear out pretty quickly. To be honest, I don't see him returning on that 3 year deal for too long. That's probably my least favorite part of their deals made so far. But getting Chris Paul, JaVale McGee, even Nader, who can provide some buckets during the season, I'm gonna give Phoenix Suns an A on this one. They did what they're supposed to. Hopefully, they can stay healthy and compete for the championship again next year. We'll see. The Sacramento Kings go ahead and re-sign Rashawn Holmes to a 4-year, $55 million deal with the player option included. Right here, the Kings, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're retaining the talent that they've held on for a couple years, and a defensive-minded guy like Rashawn Holmes himself. Their moves are nothing to be very excited about if I'm a Kings fan at this point. I really think they need to make some big overhauls. I know they're always kind of making overhauls trading, and they're kind of in that high level of the low level. You get what I'm saying? They're always kind of in the 4 to 10 range when it comes to drafting. I think they just really need to put some assets together, go and get somebody else. They there's positions they can certainly greatly improve in, especially the power forward position. So we'll see what they do going forward. If they move on from Buddy Hield, move on from Marvin Bagley, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them a B. Just making sure they keep a pretty talented center in Sacramento. So another day one deal that I regrettably missed was the Doug McDermott to the San Antonio Spurs on a 3-year, $42 million deal, and they also picked up Zach Collins on a 3-year, $22 million deal. I like Doug McDermott. I think he's improved as a consistent scorer over the last couple of years. Hopefully, Zach Collins' health maintains over this next season. I think these are two solid signings. These are two very San Antonio-esque signings. I think I'm going to go ahead and give them a B. Nothing too crazy, but they get some really good scoring. They lost Rudy Gay. I think Doug McDermott kind of fills that position. Same kind of guy at that size. So, yeah, B grade. So yesterday when we talked about Toronto Raptors, we only really talked about Gary Trent Jr. and the loss of Kyle Lowry. In that Kyle Lowry sign and trade, the Toronto Raptors received Goran Dragic. They also picked up Sam Dekker today. So Goran Dragic, I think he's a great backup point guard. Interesting to see what they're going to do with him going forward. I don't really know if they're maybe going to move him, but I think he only has this last year left on his contract, so it'll be an expiring deal anyway if they want to go out and sign somebody in the next offseason. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Toronto Raptors a B here. Sam Dekker's nothing to awe about. I think I would have gave them a C- if it was just him. But I like Goran Dragic, so I'll take it up to a B. After re-signing Mike Conley yesterday, the Utah Jazz go ahead and sign Rudy Gay to a 2-year deal. And this is new to me. They get Hassan Whiteside. So I'm going to bump the Utah Jazz's grade up for the day. Originally I had it a B. I'm going to bump it up to a B+. I think Rudy Gay provides them with some great scoring options at that 4 position. Also, Hassan Whiteside is a great backup center, providing rebounding and defensive presence when Rudy Gobert goes off the floor. I like these 2 moves. I think they are actual strong moves by the Utah front office to provide guys who can come in and contribute to a top 3 seed team in the West. Good moves. So we finally figure out where Spencer Dinwiddie wanted to go after teasing everybody on Instagram, Twitter relentlessly for the last couple of weeks. He ends up with the Washington Wizards. He had a meeting with them yesterday. They came to a signing. I think this shows that the Wizards are actually interested in keeping Bradley Beal. I was thinking maybe they were calling bluff, maybe moving him later on, but Spencer Dinwiddie, a nice pairing next to Bradley Beal. I think he actually played for the Wizards at one time, so he returns home actually there. So I'm going to give the Washington Wizards a B+. I really like Spencer Dinwiddie. Provides them with a great point guard play. So B+. So while recording this, I realized I forgot my own team made moves today. The Philadelphia 76ers signed Andre Drummond and Georges Niang today. It's going to be very interesting to see Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid. They've had years and years and years of going back and forth, and Joel Embiid has been building real estate and real estate and real estate in Andre Drummond's head. And maybe he'll build even more because Andre Drummond and Ben Simmons are both the two worst free throw shooters in the NBA. So he's going to build a lot more real estate with all those bricks that they're throwing up at the basket. But besides that, I think this is a very good value pickup. They get Andre Drummond on a 1 year veteran minimum. After losing Dwight Howard, him going back to the Lakers, essentially swapping centers here, I really like Andre Drummond. I think he can play really well behind Joel Embiid, but they're definitely going to need some more shooting. I think they provide that with Georges Niang. He can put the ball on the floor a little bit. He can shoot. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Sixers a B plus just because of the value I like here with Andrew Drummond, and I also like Georges Niang coming over from the Utah Jazz. That's going to do it for my day 2 grades on NBA free agency. If I didn't get to talk about your team, I probably didn't think that the move was big enough to talk about today. I apologize for that. Maybe we'll talk about it in the overall grades that I give out at the end of the week or whenever free agency is over. There's still some guys remaining floating around. We got John Collins. We'll see what the Hawks do there. I think they should resign him. Even if they don't want him, he's a valuable asset as a trade piece in the future. We got guys like Reggie Jackson, Dennis Schroeder, Lou Will, Danny Green, JJ Redick. We'll see where these guys end up. Matter of fact, just drop a comment. Let me know where you think a guy might end up. Maybe he'll end up there. Maybe he'll come to your team. So don't forget to like the video too. Subscribe. It's a new channel. Really support. I would love the support that you guys show on these videos. We'll make more in the future. I appreciate you listening, sticking by. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it.